Have you ever been scrolling Instagram or reading a founder story and thought, oh, she's so lucky? I'm Alicia Mafadia, and I want to welcome you to She Got Lucky, where luck is just the beginning. After building 3 global brands, creating next level wealth through my social media, and being announced as Instagram's first Reels Pro, I know that there's a lot more than luck to getting started, and that with the right strategy, mindset, and drive, almost anyone can create a business that feels too good to be true or too fun to be considered work. In this podcast, we explore the stories of women who've made their mark, not just by chance, but through trust, resilience, and a belief in their capabilities. We'll dive into the actual strategies, stories, and secrets of success. So, if you're ready to chase your dreams, and instead of wondering how she did it, make it happen for yourself, tune in and let's redefine what it means to be lucky in the world of business.
Fast success builds ego, whereas slow success builds character. In today's episode of She Got Lucky, I want to dive into this with you because when I first heard this, it so landed and I so 100% agree. This society that we live in, we all want fast results. Whatever we want now. We don't want to take the long road. We want shortcuts. We want fast wins, fast results. But anytime I feel myself falling into this mode, why isn't it happening now? Oh, how can I make it happen sooner? I remind myself of this quote: fast success builds ego, whereas slow success builds character. I would say that my business blew up quite suddenly in an incredible way. Reels literally changed my life and changed my business. And every time I say it, a part of me kind of rolls my eyes just because it does sound so cliche-ish. You know, it sounds like such a line, but it is the truth. Reels completely transformed the way we market our businesses, and it gives businesses opportunities to change everything. So when I started with Reels, there was really like 1 or 2 people out there other than myself helping others create Reels, teaching how to do it. Everything I had learned in my film degree, everything I had learned in the sort of creative marketing side of things came into what I was teaching. And that's why today, so many things that are being taught by other experts and things, I'm sitting there being like, I remember when I brought this forward. I remember when I came up with that analogy or that sort of, that system that now everyone uses. So I was able to be there from the get-go. And because of that, I saw fast success. I grew from 8,000 followers to, 50,000 followers really quickly. Everything was changing, everything was happening, and it was fast. Now, some would say that was luck. Absolutely, some would say that was luck. I feel like whenever anyone achieves something faster than the usual person, than the typical, journey of that, people like to say, yeah, that's luck. That's because she's lucky. She was lucky to have done that, lucky to have achieved that. And I think that makes them feel better because perhaps if it took them longer or it didn't seem as easy as it was for you, then saying it and breaking it down to luck makes them feel better. So my fast success, or my luck, as some might say, do I regret? Because it definitely did build ego. Things happen so quickly. And yes, I put in a lot of work. There was months where nothing was happening, but I still kept going. There was months where no one was answering my, questions on my stories, but I still kept going. There was times when I had 2 people on my lives, 0 people on my live on Instagram, but I still kept going, where it then paid off quickly. But with that fast success came a lot of unaligned results. And I want to dive into this with you. So with fast growth on Instagram, it's really easy to attract the wrong crowd. And even today, I am still navigating the way of cleansing my following, because even at that time, I attracted people who wanted the free advice, wanted the free tips. They literally saw me as the person that they could learn from. And when I started offering my knowledge, my expertise through programs, coaching, courses, people came at me and like, what? Like, this is so expensive. This is what, So I built this following based on so much value I gave out for free. And it was needed. I understood who I was trying to help and it was needed. But the problem was that with that quick growth came a lot of people who would never, ever, ever value me enough or my understanding enough to pay me for it. And that's where this big issue came. Now, I've changed a lot since then, and every time I change, there's going to be this period of, recalibrating for my audience to recalibrate to that updated version. And there's going to be a period in that as well where some don't recalibrate and some drop off. And that's okay. It's absolutely okay if people unfollow. In fact, because I really have understood that quick growth brought in so many people who would not be wanting to pay for my services. And at the end of the day, I don't want a hobby. I don't want a content creation platform where I just create content for the sake of it. And I still have bills to pay and I still have mortgages to pay and I still want to, build an incredible life. I need to be valued for the work I'm creating. And I wanted to cleanse out my following for those people who did not respect that. And I noticed it a lot. Just one of my students yesterday or the day before, she was celebrating. She'd hit 10K and 10K followers and she was celebrating. And I, ducked in. I said, wow, like what an incredible long way you've come. This is absolutely amazing. Really, really celebrating you. And she messaged back and she said, I can't tell you how many of them or how little of these new followers are actually my dream buyers. So she'd created a reel and the reel had gone viral, which then allowed her to build a bit of momentum, and it built this new following audience who weren't actually going to buy from her. So with fast growth, especially when it comes to Instagram, when fast success, when it comes to your business, there are these aspects that I don't feel we talk about. So of course, people want the fast results. Of course, they want to, be living that now, that version of themselves that they want so bad. Of course, they want to live that now. But with that they don't realize is if they don't experience the journey to get there, then that fast result, yes, it'll build ego. Yes, it will also come with other things. It's not always going to be positive. There's always going to be that negative to balance it out. So let's roll back a little bit. I definitely went down some tangents. Do I regret my fast success? I definitely don't regret anything. I don't regret any part of my journey. But I do wish that I could have listened into me right now. I could have listened to this episode of She Got Lucky back then and just reminded myself of the bigger vision, of the bigger purpose, and going viral, getting lots and lots of followers, getting lots and lots of money really quickly. Right? It doesn't build sustainable business. It doesn't build a sustainable business. It doesn't build a really strong, self-led entrepreneur. It builds something else. And of course, when you get that fast results, that fast success early, you don't necessarily build the staying power that is required in business. So if it works quickly, if it, goes all right really quickly, there is going to be a point where the things that worked may not be working anymore. And the results you want don't come as quickly as they once did. And in those times, that is really where so many fall down, because they haven't built that strength. They haven't built that belief in themselves that whilst things aren't working right now, doesn't mean they won't in the future. Because they had that fast results, fast success, a lot of them drop off because everything says it's not working. Therefore, I quit now, I cancel, I'm out. So this is the big thing. And there was definitely a period for me where everything did start to slow down in many different ways. And that was where I was tested the most of, this is really about who I am now. This is really says more about me as a person, as a business owner right now than it did when I was getting awesome results back then. And this is where I want to remind you. Fast success builds ego, whereas slow success builds character. Slow success is not a bad thing. Slow success will only set you up in so many more ways than you can imagine as a really incredible leader, business owner, and long-term entrepreneur. All right, now I actually want to tune into the community for this episode. I want to hear some of your fast success stories. Do you regret it? And maybe what were some of the takeaways looking back on it now? All right, I've put the word out to the community and I've heard from you. Let's see what you said. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the She Got Lucky podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave us a review. They absolutely make my day, and even more so, jumping into Instagram, sharing it on your story so I can come and connect. The She Got Lucky community is so much more than just my story. I want to hear yours, I want to connect, and I want to learn more about where you are. So be sure to jump on into Instagram so we can connect there. I'll chat to you soon.